live already.
I'll carry with the shoulders.
I'm live already.
Already?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go and do my machine.
Yes, you have complete what you are doing. Thank you. Good afternoon. It is about 3 minutes to 2 o'clock in the United Kingdom. 3 to 2 o'clock in the UK. It is a live program right now. I want to welcome you on board, ladies and gentlemen, that are coming to join me as usual. Tokunbo Olagbaye is my name. My name has not changed. I'm looking closely into what we call the rights, the barriers to British citizenship for the EU nationals in the United Kingdom today. It has been a growing concern about the issue of those who have the right to have British passport while they are holding European national passport in the United Kingdom. And lately you will realize that there are so many things that is going on with regards to the issue of Brexit. Now, Brexit is now causing a lot of concern to the EU in the United Kingdom. And as a result of that, a lot of people are in the midst of what to do and how to go about it. Now, the situation here is, and if you look at my platform there, my topic is, what are the barriers to British citizenship for EU nationals? Exactly what is bothering you, what is affecting you, what is preventing EU person to obtain a UK passport? Well, in the first instance, what you have to realize is that there is no much difference between you carrying a European passport and British passport when you are in the UK and you have spent 5 years in the United Kingdom. But lately, as a senior advocate in the United Kingdom, as someone who is close to the corridor of what is happening with the issue of immigration and nationality law in the United Kingdom, I am a solicitor of the Supreme Court of UK, Supreme Court of England and Wales, and I have not changed. My name is Tokunbo Olagbaye. So I am putting before you today the barriers to British citizenship for EU nationals. So if you are an EU person and you are in the UK, a lot of people are now having that growing concern and saying, what can they do? How can they go about it? When you hear the information from my end here, you are hearing it from the horse's mouth. Exactly what is going on in the heart of the government in this country is what you'll be hearing as somebody who can transform the message to public at any time. And as a solicitor of the Supreme Court of England and Wales, it is something that you have to be aware of, that I have the privilege as somebody who works in the public glare and as a solicitor that go to court from time to time, to hit the nail on the head whenever it is necessary. Now, a lot of EU people are concerned. They don't even know what to do. They don't know where to go and how to go about it. You see, lately, as you may be aware, in the UK, the situation here is that we practice what we call an administrative law, which means that the European, the constitution we practice is unwritten. So Home Office one is admin law. Administrative law means that it can be changed. It can change overnight at any time. You don't even if we sleep tonight, before we wake up tomorrow morning, if I am not careful, what I am saying may have changed. But believe me, if it change, I'll come back again. I will update you straight away to put you at the breast of it. I will not let you be relentless in this kind of situation. It is lunchtime. People have gone on lunch, but let's crack on. You can share the program so when they come back, they will join us. We don't have to wait for anybody this time around. I know it's 2 o'clock, but we don't have to hang around because it's a quick one that I want people to know. People are saying that they have European passport. Are they not entitled to the same right that the British citizen, have in the United Kingdom? The right is not equal unless you have stayed here for so many years. And let me tell you, there is a recent case law that's decided from the High Court. Most high-profile case is lately decided. This guy is been in the UK for 39 years. You understand? He's been in the United Kingdom for 39 years. He married to a British citizen and had a British children. Yeah? And then she was elected as a borough councillor in certain year in the UK, and has got herself involved in some of the political goods corridor of power in the United Kingdom. But the problem you will see is that at the end of the day, when she was going for a naturalization, it was refused. Listen carefully. She's been in the United Kingdom for 39 years, but a European citizen, and she has held good offices in the UK. So she was granted indefinite leave to remain in 2007. You know. Nevertheless, of the amount of money she spent to apply for her naturalization, she was refused on the basis that she did not meet the residence requirement for British citizenship to be granted. She was refused on the ground that she did not meet the requirement for a citizenship status to have been granted. How do you feel? This is a person that has spent all her life in the UK. If a person spent 39 years in the United Kingdom, you will agree with me that this person has spent enormous period of her time in the United Kingdom. And as a result of that, no one would expect that person to fail residential test. The residence test was failed, you know. She failed the residence test. Now, let me take you smoothly into it again. The problem in this particular case is that there is a law that was quietly introduced in 2015, and that is why it's called administrative law. That is why the Home Office law is an admin law. It was quietly introduced. I know. I know, you know, it was quietly introduced in 2015. The law is requiring most European Union citizens that wants to naturalize to produce a permanent residence document. I have to look at my small print phone here to be able to see what you guys are asking me from that end. You know, so the particular problem in this case is that there's a 2015 quiet law that was introduced and enacted quietly without Parliament, without noisy. It was just quietly put in there. So the law now requires most EU citizens that wanting to naturalize their status to produce a permanent residence document in order to prove that they qualify. It's a new rule. You know, it's a new rule, but it requires the European citizen living in the UK to produce their permanent residence document. Because if you have a permanent residence document, you will, or an indefinite leave to remain, you will be immediately, automatically entitled to apply for your naturalization, because it means that you have qualified and you have met the residence test rule. If you have not got those documents, either permanent residence as an EU in the UK or an indefinite leave to remain, you're not going to succeed. The application will not succeed in any ramification. Hello? Hello? Is that talking about speaking? Yeah? I'm online, yes. You want people to hear you?
Yes.
I hope there's no problem. Go ahead.
There's no problem.
Okay, go ahead.
I want people online to believe you. I want them to believe you. Because I've spent 3,000 pounds before I come to your office.
Really? Hold on, let me put you on speaker.
And then the data have come out today. Thank God.
Hold on. Hold on. Who is this? Who is this? Who is this?
My name is Olawale Akinola.
Oh, Mr. Akinola. Okay, okay. Okay. So office has called you that your paper is
Yes.
granted. Wow.
Yes.
Wow, okay.
Yes. I want people to believe you. I'm confirming people to believe you what you are saying.
Mr. Akinola is so funny.
The
Mr.
only
Akinola.
thing is that our black lawyer make a lot of difficulty in this country. That's why people are running for black lawyer. And you are the type of the person people should believe.
Okay. So the officers, they've called you today that your paper
Yes,
is
they have
back.
called me today. Yes.
Wow, fantastic, Mr. Akinola. I am happy for you because you have been through a lot. I am so happy for you. I would not lie about that. I am happy for you. And if they have called you, it means your paper is back. It means I have the card. That
Yes.
could be that I have the card with me here, because they will not call you unless I have the card. Let me see. You are Mr. Olawale Akinola Razak. Yes. Congratulations.
Congratulations to you.
Wow. This is what going for celebration at the end of the day.
Yes, I told you.
I am happy for you. I am happy.
You are my last hope.
I am happy for you. I will not lie. I didn't even know that you are the one calling. I take risk to put you on speaker straight away because I know I don't have skeleton in my cupboard. That's why I put you on speaker.
People should believe you.
Wow.
People should believe you.
I am happy for you. I am just happy for you, Mr. Akinola. I have no other things to say, but I will tell the story briefly later on. But anyway, you are here now, but God is on your side. You have already spoken.
Thank you very much.
I will tell them briefly so that others can learn lesson from it.
Yes.
But well done, Mr. Akinola. I must confess. Well done. I am happy for you. My heart is pleased with you. Well done.
Thank you.
Wow. In the end. He said to me when he came, I'm still going to complete this task. Don't worry about the lesson that I'm trying to give us on the naturalization for the EU citizen in the UK. I'm still going to continue. But before I forget the scenario, I want to quickly tell you the scenario. I remember vividly the day Mr. Akinola came to the office with regards to his immigration status. He has been to so many, and I mean so many, without being bragging. And then he said to me on this very day, it's not that long, maybe probably 3 or 4 months ago, last Sunday. So he said to me that you are my last hope. That's what he said. He said you are my last hope. He said if you cannot do it, he said he will return back because he's been in the country, he's been in Europe, generally both UK and other European counterpart that he has lived in total over 20 years, if I am not exaggerating. A lot of things has happened in the journey for him, and as a result of that, he has to move to United Kingdom. Even having moved to United Kingdom, things went bizarre between him and his wife. So a lot of things happened which I'm not ready to disclose as a lawyer here, But his wife has European passport and the children has European passport. So when they came, I looked at the documentation and I know genuinely the children were his, and the lady was his as well, So I advise as a proper person that knows exactly what he's doing. So I said, listen, let's keep finger crossed. As far as the law of today is concerned, that was the law at the time of putting the application in 4 months ago. I said to him, let us proceed. Let us go in, that I have a strong faith that you will succeed. In between when we went in, we sent documents in again. In between, when what was I saying again, Daddy? In between, we submitted the application and something went again, and it came back again. I was disturbed, but only for 1 or 2 things that they asked him to put down to show again. But luckily, if someone is not clever and articulate in what you are doing, you see, it is one thing to read law. It's another thing to apply discretion, apply wisdom, It's another thing to apply wisdom. And if wisdom is not carefully implied in any scenario, it might be misinterpreted. So what they are asking for, it only takes God's grace for us to interpret it carefully so that we can meet the requirements. But at the end of the day, we responded without hesitation, and we kept fingers crossed. and today's date, he can even have the guts to call without me even knowing that he was the one, to say that he's got the papers. Because once the paper is out, it's not my job to inform clients. I only inform clients in a very small cases. In most cases, I transfer it to office to inform clients that paper is out. My own is to see it and sign it that I receive it in. You know, my own is to just cite it and sign it that yes, it has come to the office. After which, it is not my job to tell client that he has arrived. It is the duties of the staff in the office to say, client, I am happy for you. This thing is here. You know, that I'm happy for you. This thing is here. So that is just the situation. I took it passionately, my work, and I love what I'm doing. You see, it's one thing to love what you are doing. And if you love what you are doing, you cannot make any errors of judgment. You will stand corrected anytime you are making a judgment on your case. Okay. Don't worry. Okay, that's fine. You see, I love people that's so honest, like that person that's talking. That's fine. I love you. Let me concentrate for now. Yeah, let me concentrate for now. I have a destiny to deliver. Let me concentrate. I love you. Okay, don't worry. I love you. I love you. Okay, so leave that one aside. Without prejudice, let me carry on. So that is the case of Mr. Akinola. Successfully, after 19-20 years of moving round and you know, gallivanting or whatever it's called, the Lord in his own infinity end up doing it. And God is not a man that shares his glory. God is so beautiful to understand. It's just that we are getting the information wrong. Anything you put before God, you cannot get it wrong. So let me go back to the missing scenario that we are talking about under the EU law. And that is crucial to my heart, because a lot of my clients are in this position. And it is my job, my duty to ensure that the law is properly interpreted to the public, so they will know. You see, I drink law. I wine and drink inside law. So my job is to interpret and make sure that people understand it in a simple layman English. You know, it's my job to make sure that people understand it. Now, as I was saying, at the end of the day, the Mrs. failed this application because she put in an application for a naturalization. This is a case law. She failed the application because there was a particular regulation that was quietly inserted in 2015. It was quietly inserted in 2015. It requires most EU citizens wanting to naturalize to produce a permanent residence document in order to prove that they qualify. The new rule does not apply in a scenario where the European Union citizen already possess indefinite leave to remain. It means that immediately, if you have indefinite leave to remain, you can proceed ahead to go and apply for your passport. Once you have indefinite leave to remain and you are a European counterpart, I love this person, Sha. You just want to distract me, but don't worry. So once you possess indefinite leave to remain, you don't have any problem at all. An application will smoothly be put in, and you will just digress it, and it will go smoothly. Now, let me warn you, a lot of officials inside working with the government on the corridor of power, making their decision on behalf of the Secretary of State, has no knowledge of this situation to date. They haven't got the requisite requirements to use. You see, they have not got the requisite requirement to use. And as a result of that, it actually be one of those that people end up having resort of refusal unnecessarily. You see, it takes people that can read. Thank you, Mr. Adeyemi. Thank you. You know, it takes people that can read to understand the small print. Because when you are reading a novel, you are reading a textbook, a newspaper, you got to make sure that you catch up very well with the right side of the law, or the right side of the reader's comments. You know, the reader's comments. You know, you have to concentrate. If not, you will be missing out on an important point. Now, the situation here is that if you have an indefinite leave to remain and you are a European Union citizen, you will be able to naturalize. But don't forget, this woman we are talking about, it was a councillor. It was a councillor for a borough for more than 19 years. And at the end of the day, he can't get the citizenship. So there is possibility that there is something wrong with the paperwork. There is something suggesting in my brain that something must be wrong with the paperwork. You know, something must be wrong with the paperwork. Apart from that, I don't think there is any reason to deny this woman from having that citizenship, because in the first instance, 5 years of exercise of treaty right continuously in the United Kingdom will fetch you what you needed. You know, 5 years of work and exercise and paying your taxes in the UK will no doubt fetch you your naturalization in this UK. So, if a woman of that kind of position failed her application, or application failed rather, and she's unable to get the citizenship intact, then it means that something is wrong with the paperwork. Let us be honest to each other. Something is definitely wrong with the paperwork. If nothing wrong with the paperwork, that should go in smoothly. But I tell you, my fans out there, a scenario where you will do this thing, it will mean that you don't have a relative that you want to bring into the country under your European passport. The moment you have a relative that you are planning to get out of problem, or out of poverty, or out of nothing, to bring him or her into UK to come and live with you under your European passport, it basically means that please do not apply for British passport right now. Because if you apply for British passport, it will affect the right of that person. I'm on 07908 628240. I'm on 07908 628240. I am talking about the rights of the EU citizen in the UK. You know, I am talking about the barriers to their British citizenship in the United Kingdom. Why should they experience barrier? In the first instance, the whole idea of free movement is for us to cross borders. And when we cross borders, we can do it either on holidays alone, for enjoyment tourism. If you go out there as a tourist, then we put money, we contribute. That is fine. Then we return back to our zone to come and continue work. But if we're going to go on a free movement to work there, free movement of person, and stay more than three months, it means we have to comply. As a UK citizen, if I decided to go to Europe to go and work and exercise treaty right, it will basically mean that I want to get the advantage of the treaty right that I cannot get directly from the United Kingdom. And what are the advantage of that treaty right that you cannot get from the UK as a UK citizen? The advantage of the treaty right that you cannot get is that you don't have to go through the issue of income threshold of 18,600. I was telling one of my my good fan, a white man yesterday, that wanted to bring one of my good girls into the country from Nigeria. I said to him, I said, maybe you should consider exercise of treaty rights in Germany, in Holland, in France, in Italy, or any of the 27 EU. He basically responded, You know, he basically responded and said he can't go through the headache, that he's going into oil and gas again because it's into oil and gas business. And he said he cannot go through the headache in Germany or elsewhere, despite the fact that it is possible that he may have a German background, but he doesn't wish to exercise that treaty right there. If he were to have exercised treaty rights there, like others of my clients, I'm coming to that, Bukola, I'm coming. You know, if he were to exercise treaty right, it will have to mean that at the end of the day, he will escape, you know, he will escape the fact he will escape the fact that he doesn't have to go through the headache. You know, he doesn't have to go through the headache of fulfilling the issue of income threshold 18,600 anymore. The whole idea is that he will need to just show that he's working. The first 1 month of work in Europe for a UK citizen that cross border would mean that his wife or her husband will be able to get a residence card, and then he will have to wait again and work more, and then both of them can travel freely into UK and apply under Surinder Singh to the Home Office for a residence card without a need to go through the income threshold. How about that? How about that? How about that? How about that, my dears? Isn't it that easy? Isn't it that easy to utilize? Hello? 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 Good afternoon.
How are you, sir?
I'm very well, thank you.
Thank you for doing a great job anyway, so.
Pleasure is mine. Pleasure is mine.
Yes, ma'am. You know, I just want to ask a question regarding my naturalization.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Because I have a definite now since January. I just want to ask, should I wait till another 1 year if I put it in, or I need to fill a form to check if I'm eligible or something?
When did you obtain your indefinite leave to remain? That's a question that we need.
January, ma'am.
This January.
Yes, ma'am.
What were you holding before January? What were you holding?
I was holding discretionary leave.
And how many years have you been on that leave?
6 years.
So you had, before you had your first 3 years of discretionary leave, what were you holding? What were you holding?
No, I'm not holding anything that time, so.
So you were not with leave.
Yeah, I wasn't with any. Because I just want to ask if I could check if I'm like, like something yesterday, someone would pay like £80 or whatever to check if it's eligible or whatever.
There is no need to check the eligibility. 2 ways of doing it. It's either your letter from the Home Office says that you can go in for your naturalization, and that means that you are a European family member that were granted 5 years and you met all the requirements.
And then again, I married my wife during the process.
You didn't let us deal with this one by one. You didn't let us deal with it. Eh?
Let me chill.
Yeah. I think let's deal with it one by one. The first one we need to deal with before you bring in the second scenario. The first scenario is that he has discretionary leave twice and now granted indefinite leave in January this year, 2018. Before the grant of discretionary leave, there were no status, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Exactly. So if there was no status at the time before the grant of indefinite leave to remain, it means that without doubt you have to wait 10 years from the time you were granted. Are you with me? Are you with me? Yes. Yes. You need to wait. You need to wait and make sure you are granted.
Okay.
And you wait for 10 years from the time you were first granted your discretionary leave, and ensure that you pass over. You calculate it to 10 years, because if not, they will refuse you under good character level.
Okay.
And that's just it.
Okay. But let me ask this, like I'm married to my wife during the process.
Okay.
Then my wife, she's British as well, so
Okay.
can I not apply on the British passport or something that we're married?
They're going to treat you differently because you didn't call. You didn't. The problem is that your application was not under spouse. So the issue of relying on your wife will not come into being because you were granted with the power conferred to the Secretary of State.
Okay.
Yes, you were granted under his or her power at the time.
Okay.
Yes. So please don't waste money because you're going to lose a lot of money. They will only return. They will only return back to you your £80.
Okay.
And I think 1,290 something pounds is a lot of money if we're not talking anything else. So,
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so
Yes.
much. I appreciate you.
No, thank you, dear.
All right.
Yes.
Yes. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, hello. Káàsán ṣàlàáfíà ni.
Hello? Ma'am.
Yeah.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, hello. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say
Go ahead. Go ahead.
actually working on the company in Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to like bring her into the country.
Okay.
And I've got 300 more in there.
Okay.
But the one in Nigeria is about 12 years, it's 11 years now.
Okay.
So at the moment, I live in a two-bedroom, and I was being told, okay, I need to be in a big apartment before I can be there. Not based on it, it makes sense of me. They're telling me you rent it.
How many children you want to bring into the country?
Just one.
Okay. And how old is the child?
11 years.
And where is the mom?
The mom is there.
The mom is here with you.
Yeah.
A 10-year-old is the starting point of having a separate bedroom under the Housing Act in the United Kingdom.
Okay.
Yeah. So and it's a he or she.
She.
It doesn't even matter. She needs her own room.
Okay.
Yes.
So I need a separation of the
How many rooms are you at the moment?
Two.
2.
Yeah.
You don't need 2 beds. Other than that, you one for you and your wife and one for the child.
I've got other things. I've got 3 other things.
How many of them?
3.
No, the operation will not succeed. Nah. You need to get a larger apartment for operation to go.
I need if I get 3 income, that be okay.
But hold on a minute. How old are the children that you are talking about? Those ones in the UK?
The ones that are 5 and 3.
5 and 3.
Yes.
And there are 2 of them.
Yeah, twin, 1 and 1 piece.
Oh, twin and 1, yeah?
Yes.
No. You need another apartment. You need a bigger place. You need a separate room for the 11-year-old girl.
Like 3 bedrooms is okay.
Yeah, 3 bedroom is fine, definitely.
Okay. I'll have to come over to your place. I'll give you a call, man. Thank you, man.
Yeah, that's fine.
I need to book an appointment.
Okay.
I need something.
Okay, all right, no problem.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, cheers. Bye. The situation still remains beautiful with regards to the EU citizen in the UK, but the point you have to note is that if you are going to apply to become a UK citizen at the end of everything before we Brexit in not next year, March 2019 is kind of documentation clearing, but 2020 December, according to the woman that holds the power in the United Kingdom, in the political power here, which is the Prime Minister, it's already been established. 2020 December, we will be clearing. That will be the end of the processing. Hello? Yeah. Please go ahead. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, hi.
Hello, is that lawyer?
Yes. If you can see me live, it's me.
Oh, okay. Okay, ma.
Yes.
Good afternoon, ma.
Good afternoon.
I really appreciate what you are doing. Thank you very much, ma.
Thank you, dear. Thank you.
Yeah, my question is, I've got British passport, and I've got 2 children with European passport.
Okay.
But the thing is, they don't have a resident permit. didn't apply for resident permit because I didn't know right from time that I needed to apply for EU resident permit for them. And now I want to apply for British citizenship for them. So I'm not really sure whether I still need to go through the maybe I need to go through the permanent residence, or I'll just go straight to apply for the British citizenship.
Okay.
So that's what I'm confused. I don't know what else to apply for. Now I want to apply for British citizenship.
Let's get it clear. Let's get this clear properly. Let's get this clear. Lower your device. Lower your device. Lower your device. Lower it. Please, when you are calling in, try to lower your device, you know. Try to lower your device. In any ramification, please lower your device so that it will not be, the voice will not be, you know, jumping on each other. Hello?
Hello, ma.
Yes, hello, dear.
Yeah, good afternoon, ma. Yeah, I'm just watching your program right now.
Yeah.
I just have a question that I wanted to ask long time ago. Yeah, I'm a British from Nigeria, Nigerian British woman in this country. I have 2 kids with me, which they are British as well.
Okay.
I'm a single mom, but I want to invite my mom into this country because at the moment I'm not working. So on what ground can I invite them, something like that, ma?
You want to tell me what you said you want to do now?
I want my mommy to come and visit me here.
Okay, and where is your mom?
She's in Nigeria.
On a visit visa, yeah? Just to come and visit.
Yes.
But you must be working.
You must.
You must. You see, I always love you guys when you pronounce it back. Must. No, confirm. Must. Must. Because if you don't...
Okay, with the partner, let's say my partner doesn't live with me, but what if he can sponsor them?
Are you in relationship with him?
Yeah, he's the baby father. So
And it's in the house, yeah?
He's not living with me.
Somebody will have to show an intention to return back. So what is your mom doing back there in Nigeria?
At the moment, it used to be, at the moment, she's not working as well. She's not working.
They're not going to grant it. Don't waste your... Well, it's not a lot of money to do the visa, visa, £86, but still don't waste it.
£86?
Yeah, that's the government fee that you will pay for the visit, for someone coming to visit. But if you use lawyer, you will pay huge money.
Okay. Okay, thank you, ma.
You're welcome.
I might call you later, ma.
Okay, okay.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. It's so the EU people that are exercising treaty rights in the United Kingdom, before Brexit, you have to decide: do you want to obtain British passport? And if you do want to obtain British passport, you have to think about your family member that should enjoy the treaty rights with you, along with you. So you should think about them. Hello?
Hello, good morning or good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for all you have been doing. I appreciate you.
Thank you, sir.
I have a quick question. I have a German passport. My wife is British. I've got 2 kids here who is British, and I've given them German passport as well. But and I applied for the state last year and got the state. But is it important I change my passport? But I want to remain German. I don't want to actually really want to check to British. But is that very important I change to British?
I don't know, because sometimes it goes with ego. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You will ask me if I am a German citizen and I'm in the United Kingdom, why should I put my German citizenship aside for UK?
Exactly.
Yeah, and why should I put my UK citizenship aside for Germany? For Germany when I go to Germany in future. Do you understand? They both at two logheads with they carry both weight, heavy weight. They are heavyweight champion. Don't leave your citizenship anyhow because you never know when it will be useful. If you have spent more than enough time in the UK, over 5 years, you will continue to entitle to everything. All you need to apply for is a permanent residence document you need alone. After that, please don't swap your passport. Don't swap your citizenship.
Thank you very much, man.
Yeah. Thank you.
Have a nice day, man.
You too. You too, dear. Bye. Yeah, don't swap it, you know. Don't swap it because you never know. The regret might be, the repercussion might be, you know, regrettably, and you might not be able to retrieve it back. You know, so don't swap it. I won't swap mine. Believe me, I won't swap my UK citizenship for any country in the world. No country. No country. I would never swap my British passport for any country in the world. I have Nigerian passport as a subordinate, you know, as an assistant. But I will never swap my citizenship because that's my first citizenship. That's my first. So I won't swap it. I was born as a UK citizen, so I'm not going to swap it. And even if I wasn't born and I obtained it by naturalization, I'm not going to swap it as well. I will not even swap it for US one. Hello?
Hello, Lauren. How are you?
Thank you very much. I'm okay. Who is this?
It's your friend, Anonymous. I would like to ask you a question.
Yes.
I'm a Swedish citizen.
Okay.
And by all means, we all know that Swedish passport is the third strongest passport in the world.
Is what?
Is the third strongest passport in the world.
It is the third strongest passport in the world.
Yes.
Okay.
And are you saying that we Swedish have to drop our passports and obtain a British passport?
I'm not saying anything. I'm just looking at the law. Yeah, I haven't got power, my friend. I haven't got power.
Definitely.
Do you understand? I haven't got power at all. The situation here is that what exactly is the law saying? In fact, the law does not say you must. It's out of choice. It's a choice. It's an option.
It's an option.
It's an option. It's not. No. The law is not saying you must. No. You see, if you are in the UK and you are exercising your rights here and you are working, you will carry on doing whatever you are doing, even if we have left European Union. You are not going to be affected. That word has already been taken. It has already been said at the corridor of power. I cannot remember the exact date when it was pronounced, but they have said it clearly. So you are not losing anything.
That's it. I don't. That's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for shedding light then.
Yes.
All right, Laura.
Please, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
And you too.
Thank you, dear.
Yeah, bye.
So, like the scenario that we are still talking about, we have not changed. We have not deviated from it here. You have to. You see, the executive summary of this is that you've got to provide 5 years of your residence in the UK, and your 5 years of your lawful residence. It's got to mean that you are working as an EU person, not receiving dough. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, hello, dear.
Hello, ma. How are you, ma? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, dear.
I just had a quick question. I am EU, and my kids were born here in the UK, but because I'm EU, they have my own, citizenship. So I just wanted to know, before this Brexit thing happens, are they entitled to dual nationality, or will they have to leave, the EU citizenship for the British ones, or? I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense. Sorry.
Did you hear yourself? Did you just hear what he said?
Yeah, you know.
Why wouldn't I love what I am doing? When I have people like you that will question themselves before I even question them. So what? Say it again.
Okay, so I'm a French citizen.
Yes.
And my kids were born here.
Yes.
And they are French citizens as well.
Yes.
So before this Brexit thing comes out, I just wanted to know, am I allowed to apply? Can they have a dual nationality?
Were
So
were they born here?
Yes.
And have you lived here 5 years and above?
Have I what? Sorry.
Have you lived in the UK for over 5 years?
Yes.
Of course you can. And you are exercising teacher not for the sake of living, but for the sake of contributing into the kitty. Are you?
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, if you want to have, if they were born here, you can give them their dua. But why don't you first of all apply for your permanent residence?
No, I'm EU.
I know. Apply for permanent residence as a EU person. If you have lived here for 5 years or more, apply for your permanent residence and then apply for citizenship for your children.
Oh, okay. So will I be able to, if they can have it, will I be able to have it as well?
Yeah, you can have it as well if you get your permanent residence.
Oh, all right. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Oh, see, it's good to have people like you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, dear. Thank you. Bye-bye, dear. Bye-bye. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, hi.
Hi, good afternoon, ma.
Good afternoon, dear.
Sorry, I just want to ask a question. It's not the same thing what we are talking about. It's about my son. He's 9 years old. He's 9 years old this year. Then the 2 years that we're going to get is going to be finishing. It's going to be finishing March. Sorry, in August. I don't know if I can still apply another one for him because when it's 10 years old, then definitely.
You have what document did you say you have?
No, my son. My son is on a leave to remain. He's been taking it for 2-3 years. This is the second to the last one. But it's 9 years old. The paper is going to be finished in August.
And your son will be 10 when?
In January.
And you're going to go in August?
Yeah, the same thing. I'm going to go in August. Mine is not yet finished. I'm on the 5th one now.
At the same time with your son, isn't it?
Yeah, the same time, yeah.
I was thinking of saving you money, but who am I? Do I have the power to because if it's gonna be 10 in January, it means application cannot go in before then.
Yeah.
And you have to go in with your son to establish that you are still with your son because was it the basis of the basis of the grant of status?
Yeah.
Was it based on him?
No, it was based on me because I live here 18 years living here under the more than your age. I can't remember.
Oh, you have satisfied the private rule of
Yeah, what happened? I was given a grant for because I lived there lived all my life before 25 years old.
Before 25?
Yeah, 25 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I was not given definite. I think they changed the law. They put me on just 2 years. 2.5 years, sorry. 2.5 years.
And how old was your son when you went in for the first one?
It was, I think it was...
because the reason why I'm asking that question is to make sure that you were not granted based on your son. Because if you were granted based on your son, I can vividly tell you it could affect you. It could affect you. So unfortunately, what you could do is that the money you were going to use for registration for your child, I think you should just use it to protect your interest now and put your son under the application now, and both of you go in August. And whenever you can put money together again, then you can go for naturalized registration for him at any time. It doesn't have to be in January anymore since he has status.
Okay.
But you can do it after January anytime, the moment you can manage to put money together. That is a sister advice.
Okay. Okay,
yes.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because I was thinking about because it's going to be 9 years old, it's going to be 10 years old in January, and the paper is going to be finished in August. I was thinking, okay, there's no point of me wasting money. But now I'm listening to your advice now. Maybe we have to just go out.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. God bless you, ma.
God bless you too. Thank you, dear.
Have
Bye.
a nice day. Thank
You too,
you.
dear. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Hello.
Hello, ma.
Hello.
Ẹ káàsán, ma.
Ẹ káàsán.
Ẹ̀lẹ́ máa ṣe gbọ́dí o, ẹ ṣe gan ni. Thanks for the information, though.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it, ma.
Thank you, ma.
Yes, ma. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ma, mo fẹ́ bèrè question kan ni.
Please go ahead.
Italian lọkọ mi. A lè ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ dé, ọkọ mi ti wà ní UK ní ọ̀tà wa máa èmi àtọmọ a máa move táwọn bá parí section láti lọ bá. Ó ṣe move lọ náà ní last week ni. So but ó ti ríṣẹ́ ń sìn. So nǹkan tí wọ́n fẹ́ bèrè ń sìn pé ṣé bá ṣe ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ move ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ fẹ́ move yẹn ṣé kò ní affect wa wò dé the Brexit ṣá.
And both of you are in the UK.
Èmi ṣàwá mo tó kọ́ mọ́ parí section yìí but ọkọ mi ti move ń sìn ó ti move ní last week ó dẹ̀ ti ríṣẹ́.
But do you have European passport as well?
Èmi ò ní European passport ọkọ mi ló ní European passport.
But you have a residence card over there.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni a ní residence card níbi ìbàyẹn in fact a ti lo 4 years but ìbẹ̀rù yẹn la fi ń wò kó bẹ́tà ká tètè move lọ sí UK.
Yeah, but after listen. There's no Iberu there. How long is it going to take you from your 4 years to get your red passport there?
Ìyẹn ni ẹ mọ̀ pé ọ̀rọ̀ wọn bí báyìí because the reason is that you have to do so many things because of the language barrier.
Okay.
So you cannot predict them because our fellow man make assessment on that language. So ìyẹn ò lè jẹ́ ká sọ pé bí a 5 years láì pé English word la wà á ti àti pé kò sí nǹkan tó fẹ́ bèèrè lọ́wọ́ wa lórí English tá à ní pass within after 5 years.
Yes, okay. Yes.
So but here you matter because resident card now when you are working kò sí nǹkan tí ò lè ṣe under the normal law mi mọ bí a bí Brexit ṣe máa present later o. So somebody like me filing here is not even the whole thing like when you are in the country legally and téèyàn dẹ̀ ń ṣe the right thing téèyàn ò dáràn tí ò ní wàhálà tó ra ń ṣe ti ẹ̀jẹ̀jẹ̀ I believe ìyàtọ̀ ẹ̀ náà ìwọ̀nba ni and gradually before you know it the time will come and you will qualify for it.
Exactly.
That's not like kéèyàn lọ take leave ní ká tó sì lu elédè because ibi báyìí yìí sí fún àwọn ọmọ break tó fi ń àwọn ọmọ dúdú bí báyìí ó ní agbára díẹ̀.
Okay.
But UK you can be anything.
Yes, I agree with you.
And provided tó dẹ̀ yẹ pé English background làwa ti wá.
Yes, I agree with you. The good news,
we can for immediately for 4 years and you're going issue. I will surely get there. No. But it's so important. You want the destination to your go at the right time. So the money came to the patient that says no section yet. Don't come to one
which is good for you. No, it's fine. And you see, all people that are inside the country and are working before we Brexit, they are covered. There is a separate law for those who will even enter after when we have left. So, okay.
So now about to affect the whole Nigeria. So you get problems about it because they have been on hold right from time.
I will advise you to sort your one out first. Yeah, get into the country and make sure that you have your first 5-year residence card first. Yeah, before your husband now starts sorting the extended family out.
Yes.
How can he when you guys are still coming? How can he? That's a simple question thing. How can he? I understand your situation that if they are in the country it will save money, isn't it? But believe me, the issue of the Secretary of State for the Home Department in the UK is not like that. Yeah, so you need to take care of what comes first before taking care of the second one. As long as they are still okay where they are, you are sending money to them. I think they should be okay for now until you guys complete your movement. The movement has not been completed until all of you are in. So because you need to have the free movement with your husband to come in with him, and then as soon as you enter, he needs to apply for residence card for you. Which I have successfully done it for so many Europeans that came to join their husband or wife on a residence card from the country where they are coming from. I have applied for them, and government has given them residence card here because it's easy to trace them back.
Okay.
Of course.
Use a lawyer,
yes, if your husband wants to do it himself, if he knows the understanding, if you understand the law, he can do it himself.
Okay, ma.
You're most welcome. You're most welcome.
Bye-bye.
Probably will be calling it a day in the next at 3 o'clock. I'll call it a day UK time. At 3 o'clock I will call it a day. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
I just want to. I've seen the live. I just want to ask her some questions.
Please go ahead.
Are you live?
I am live. I'm on live program. Yes.
Okay. I want to find out if you're in a situation where you've got a permanent residence, and then you get married, and then your wife, she was in the country, but she was an overstay. She went back, and you're trying to bring around the fact that you're married and a permanent resident. What is the process?
Say it again. Say it again.
If the man has got a permanent residence, and he marries a woman who was in the UK, but she became an overstay, but she went back willingly, and when she went back willingly, you get married, and now you're trying to bring her in the country since you're married. Is there a process that can happen that you bring?
Come and see me in the office. I cannot put my head around your question properly. Arrange to see me in the office. I'm on 0208 309 8808. I don't want to give a negligence advice.
Okay.
Yes.
Where are you based?
I'm in Woolwich. I'm in London. Yeah?
You're in Woolwich?
I'm in London, yes.
Oh, okay. I live in Woolwich.
Yes. I've put the phone number there, 0208 309 8808. Please book appointment to come and see me in the office. Anyone that has a pressing matter. I am not a free lawyer. I'm only free online to give the advice online for you people to enjoy it, to have the understanding and to educate you on the issue of immigration and nationality law in the United Kingdom. You understand? So I want people to book appointment and come and see me. Consultation is only mere £50. Yes. Thank you, sir. Yes. I'm on 0208 309 8808. Hello, are you online here? On 0208 309 8808. And that is the number. A lot of people want to do PayPal. PayPal is, you must have a PayPal account to do PayPal with me. And the email on the PayPal is info@baip.com. So those who do PayPal, they have the email already. Okay, I'll be leaving you guys shortly at 3 o'clock, and I want to resume my afternoon work. Thank you. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, ma.
Good afternoon.
How are you, ma?
I'm very well, thank you.
Kushara.
Ṣé gan ni o?
The sugar there will go now.
Àmì ẹlẹ́dàá. Yes, sir.
Joma, I just want to ask you a quick question, ma.
Go
Hello,
ahead.
ma.
Please go ahead.
Joma, as an Irish citizen, ma.
Yes.
We are exempted from the application as per the after brief exit, as per trying to apply for the for permanent resident as an Irish citizen after brief exit. You get that, ma?
Ṣé nǹkan tó sọ nìyẹn? Is that what they said?
Yeah, ma, ó wà nínú kíní. Are you citizen? Why is it you want to apply for permanent residence?
I know, I'm only pulling your leg. Because you are telling me again, that's why I'm asking, is that what it is?
Okay. Okay. Joma, kini way to British citizenship? Why are you citizen?
It's the same thing. You have to exercise treaty rights. You are not going to get it for free.
Okay, yes, no need.
It's the same thing. So for you to have it, because they not say you can swap one for the other. So if you want to have both of them, you got to show your lawful residence in the UK. I can't see anywhere it says that you have to drop one for the other.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
I share a question, man.
No worries. Ladies and gentlemen, it's quite hot and humid here in London, in my office area. It's quite hot and humid. I've got to go now, guys. I've got to go. I want to appreciate all of you. You know, I want to thank you so much for listening to me and coming online to see me and appreciating my work. I appreciate all of you. Words alone cannot express how I love you guys on my platform. From time to time, you should be aware that what I come to do is what I am doing. And I love what I do as a lawyer, as a solicitor of the Supreme Court of England and Wales. Contact me on 07908 628240 or 0208 309 8808. Cheerio. Love you guys. Take care.